that power of positivity and framing each day and starting your day off with like a win and positivity that you can carry over is so powerful and impactful that literally it creates your own luck for you. And luck is when preparation meets opportunity. And that's what I like to live my life by. Like, if I'm the most prepared motherfucker, then when that opportunity presents itself, I'm going to take it and run with it full head of steam. And as a result, just keep that positive mindset and life will take you wherever you want to go.
Play no games, all me, no blame. On the wave, my own wave, can't stop my shine. In the lane, my own lane, can't stop my grind. 40 yard in the V12 and like 1.5. At 19, I cleared 19 in a month, no lie. Oh God.
Hey, what's going on, guys, and welcome back to the Jersey to Vegas podcast. This is Pete. We're very excited. This is episode number 6, and I'm really excited to have my first guest here. His name is Marcos Rivera. I have a really big story to tell you about him before you even get to talk to him. So I'm going to talk about him first, but before we get into that, I'm going to shout out my Patreon, Mike Kastner. As always, you always get that shout out. Karen Cleaver, Wayne Gaines on Twitch. If you haven't seen him, check him out on Twitch as well. Number 1, I forgot. I can't believe I didn't say it. Greg Stone representing a shirt today. So Greg Stone is stand-up comic. Make sure you guys check him out. Also on YouTube, Instagram, whatever it is you follow. Jeriel, he's new to the Patreon. He is I think he's a cook. I'm actually not sure what he is, but he's a dope, awesome person. I actually message him all the time, and I text him all the time. We get into it, and he's really seeing a lot of benefit out of being part of our Patreon. More importantly, I got 2 new people. Lauren McCreesh, she's like a marathon runner, Iron Person. I don't want to say Iron Man anymore because I can't. So it's Iron Person. That's what she is. She's awesome. She's fast. And we're working together as well. And then finally, it is Zach Levine, who used to be my intern. I think he lives in Georgia now. But it was like one of the biggest surprises I got was getting a sponsorship from him. So shout out to you guys. Thank you so much for all your support. And let's get started. Guys, Marcos, this is the first time me and Marcos are actually like seeing each other face to face. Straight up.
Straight up?
Straight up. Please.
What, take the reins?
Yeah, if I could take it.
Well, what do you want me to say?
I don't know. I'd give you. Oh, wait, I said I was going to give you a story.
You're going to give me a story.
Damn, I led you guys on and nothing. So I hired Marcos. I didn't hire Marcos. I was just looking for some nutritional help, and he's really great at that, guys. He's like, I've had coaches before, and I might make him blush now, but like to not even meet someone and then get results by doing things completely opposite of what you've been taught, it blew my mind, and then just understanding that knowledge and everything he's done. Yeah, it's crazy because I never even met you before, but like I feel like we know each other.
Absolutely.
Only because we contact each other. He was like making sure we contact each other every week, and I saw some great results. From it, and yeah, man, it's an honor. He reached out to me to be the first guest on our podcast, number one. Number one. You are now number 1 guest on the podcast, and that'll never change, guys. That'll never change. So we'll give it up.
Stamping my place in history with you, Pete.
Hell yeah.
And honestly, man, when I first was introduced about you from, I want to say it was probably either Jason or whoever took the sales call when you were, I think we were or what were we, IN3 at the time?
IN3.
Yeah. And they're like, yep, his name's Pete. He's a personal trainer. He's from New Jersey. Go follow his Instagram real quick. And I'm like, blown away. I was like, damn, this dude has a lot of followers. And then got to know your personality so well, basically through the message that you were doing with all your clients. And it really resonated with me because at the time I was coaching and also running a gym. And I was like, if my gym could look like that, right. You had like an eye for artistic creativity in a gym. You took a space literally like we're doing in this studio and turned it into a gym. And I was blown away. I was like, this guy has a talent, a knack for things that other people probably wouldn't see. And I was like, once you started the podcast, I'm like, when you are taking guests, I absolutely want to be there. I just want to like sit down with you, talk it out, get to know you a little bit better, because I feel like our relationship actually got kind of halted, right? Because of, what was it that happened at the time? Was it your little one?
Yeah.
Something with school, I think, or
I don't think it was just everything. For me, it was the whole pre-COVID / COVID, post-COVID. I kind of lost myself. I really didn't talk to anybody, you know?
Yeah, you were just, you know, I think that's honestly the time where people need the biggest pickup of a coach, in my opinion. And sometimes it's really hard to, you know, distinguish what it is that somebody needs. And sometimes they do need to do some soul searching. It's not the right time to be working with somebody because you're still finding yourself, right? As much as I will guide clients to that realm, if you're not ready, you're not ready. And, you know, if anything, I always build awesome friendships, I feel like, especially with you. And I still don't think our work's done, if I'm being completely honest.
No,
I think one day you'll work with me again.
Yeah, 100%. 100%. You know, it's you can't replace quality, you know? And it's like, you know, even coming into here, I was like, yeah, it's pretty dope. This, you know, I'm going to shout these guys out too. Las Vegas Podcaster, like, it's a dope setup, you know?
And I was blown away.
Yeah, it's quality. And same thing with what you do, it's quality, you know? And I think it's the main thing that's really great about you is the not only the personality, but the personability. Is that a word? I don't even know.
Yeah.
I say that a lot. Is that a word?
It is a word.
All right.
Yeah, like the ability to connect with people.
Yes.
Personability.
And that's all it is. You know, that's the industry. That's what we do.
Connection-based coaching, man.
Yeah, man.
I mean, why did all your members stay with you for as long as they did?
Yeah, connection, because I understand. Because I don't give a fuck about anything except for if they're happy.
Absolutely.
You know?
And that's what we genuinely care about at the company I'm now working for, TDP, The Daily Pursuit. Tristan and I and Hannah and all of our coaches, we are simply just trying to build a connection-based model with coaching. Because guess what? You can find out all this shit on the internet, but what's the likelihood that you're going to stick to everything, right? That's the difference of having a macro coach and a connection-based coach. I can give you macros, and you can hit them. But if you are not willing to put in that extra work outside of just eating a certain way or hitting certain targets, you're not going to change your life. You're not going to be happier. There's still going to be a void that needs to be filled.
Right. That's true. For the people that don't understand what macros is, you know, I know macros is a super easy term for us. Explain exactly what is what's macros?
A macro. So this will be the building block of calories, right? So you have a protein and a carb. These are both 4 calories per gram, right? And then you have fats and alcohol. Fats are going to be 9 calories per gram, and then alcohol is 7 calories per gram. Basically, right, when somebody is looking at overall macro composition to make up their calories, right, we will break it down into those 3 categories, and kind of based on the person, their output, you know, maybe some other hereditary things that are going on, some disease-based things that might be going on, we give them an application and target numbers to those macros that they should be hitting for optimal health, right? So point in case, if you have a type 1 diabetic or a type 2 diabetic, they shouldn't be eating too many carbs, that macro, right? They are going to be higher in protein. And then if someone's very performance-based, right, and has no comorbidity factors, I'm sure people know what that word means these days, right, after all the COVID going on, then you might run that person with a higher carb base, right? And so all these little nuanced things help people create the body composition and performance that they are desiring.
See what I mean, people? Smart shit. He's so, like, come on. I would have been like, yeah, it's protein, fat, and then the other one. But, like, that's...
It's literally my day-to-day from my 9 to 5 to working with the Daily Pursuit. Like, my life is entrenched in all the different types of models as it pertains to eating food. So I'm somewhat of an expert of it these days and have been doing this for like 8 to 10 years now. So literally, like, as I'm in college studying for God knows what, I'm literally going to school for engineering, and then I'm like, I need to make a hard pivot because the thing that I'm passionate about has nothing to do with it, but it does. And then I actually switched my degree to math to get out of school and then just focus on really this. Yeah. As most people don't know that about me, I'm actually a nerd.
Yeah. I was actually going to say, I was like, I know you haven't been a nutrition coach your whole life. What was you prior? And, like, you know, a little bit.
Athlete, student, living off mom and dad. And then literally my first come up was teaching math and nutrition coaching simultaneously. Okay. So I walked into this teaching role at a charter school here in town. Someone approached me, hey, I have someone that needs to teach literally 4 preps. So if anybody knows anything about teaching, they'd be like, you took 4 preps as a first year teacher, you're out of your mind. And I was like, well, I mean, I didn't know any better. Literally, I'm preparing 4 different classes, 4 different, skill sets. It was Algebra 1, pre-algebra, 8th grade math, and computer science as a first-year teacher. And they're like, so when people are bitching about doing one class, man, like they're just being lazy, right? Literally, I'm like, I'm gonna take this on because if it's gonna challenge me, I'm gonna find a way to get it done, right? And I was also coaching people, and then I realized teaching, you just don't make any money, right? I hate it. I wish teachers were paid more. If anything, my passion is probably to find a way to get teachers to get paid more, because I truly value a great teacher. They spend more time with my kid than I get to because I'm out working, right? So I value that, and I'm going to search high and low to find the best teachers for my son and daughter. And yeah, so then it was literally, it was part of my side hustle, and then it just kind of segued into the main hustle.
Moved into the main hustle, right?
Exactly, yeah.
And you just said, like, we just talked prior to turning on the cameras, but like 4 months ago, you jumped on with TDP.
Yeah. 4 months ago, I was working for the first company I ever worked for was the one that I just left. Like, I was, I'm just a loyal dude. I really want to help build something and foster creativity amongst a group of people. And then when Tristan of the Daily Pursuit, or TDP, came up to me and we had our sit down, our Zoom meeting actually, before I actually met him in person, I just knew right away. I'm like, there's just something about this guy. Right? Like the energy, his mode, like the way he speaks, the way he articulates. Mind you, this dude's 24 years old.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he's a young bug.
He's a young bug.
Yeah, right?
Wow.
And it's like, how does somebody, right, when someone has passion and skill, it doesn't matter about the age, right?
True.
It's a matter of like that creativity, that artistic ability, and he is very much so a visionary and wants somebody that's more, more math-based, like myself. He's like, I need you to be the integrator, I'll be the visionary. I think we can do great things.
Right. I think it makes a good, like, a model, a good business model. It's like when someone lacks in one, the other person carries them over, just like any other team.
Absolutely,
man. That's huge. Just like I would even say with your coaching, like same thing you're saying about I think you were talking about it. Maybe we're on camera, maybe not. But like talking about a client, how they're having trouble, and like and you got to be that person that kind of lifts them up. But they also have to be the people doing the work.
Yeah, I mean, I can't eat the food for you.
Right.
You can't eat the food for your clients as much as you'd want to. You literally bear an emotional toll like no other when you're doing nutrition coaching. People get deep and dark and talk about things that go beyond what you would think just coaching would be. I mean, think about your high school coach, right? If you had a true connection with your high school coach and that person really made an impact with you, you guys weren't talking about the sport you were playing, right? You were talking about things that were going on in your life that was inhibiting you from being the best version of yourself for your team. And that's what it is. I mean, I'm literally shouldering, I won't say how many clients I'm dealing with, but a lot. I'm shouldering their emotional load all the time. I'm thinking about it. And when they are non-compliant or not doing things to a level that will help them see success, I mean, I have probably 2 hours worth of conversation every week with Tristan talking about how we can mitigate these things so everybody has success. And it is literally the thing that we are still searching for. I think every coach looks for that.
Right.
I mean, I'm sure you've thought about that. So-and-so has been fantastic. They showed up every day to the gym this week, and then they're gone for 2 weeks.
Right.
Like, why? What happened?
Right.
Life gets in the way. They get, and I mean, once we figure that out, that emotional piece to it, I think we'll be,
nice
right
puzzle.
Yep.
Yeah, man. That'd be a nice piece to figure out.
Yeah.
And I'm sure you guys will do it. With the amount of people you probably talk to and deal with, like you said, the emotional part is it's I don't know. I don't want to say draining, because that's like negative. It's draining. No, it's like it's work.
Yeah.
It's work.
It is draining, but it's not like I wouldn't do it if I didn't mind the drain. Right. It is the most rewarding position in the world when you get this text message and somebody is just exuding this positive flow and like, you've been changing my life, and I stepped on the scale today and blah happened, or I just measured myself and blah happened, right? All those things, those messages mean the world to a coach. And so when somebody hits you with like, I'm not happy, you're like, oh, well, I mean, I only get X amount of hours or time with that person. It's like, what's happening in the other 148 hours during the week or whatever that number is, right?
Right.
Yeah, it's tough.
Yeah, it's tough. And like, people like that, like they always have that question, or, what am I doing wrong? So real quick question there. What do you think is biggest mistake? I'm gonna say really a simple one. What do you think is the biggest mistake most people make? Like you just got into an intake and it's continuously the same thing like over and over again.
Are you saying what is the biggest inhibiting factor for people seeing success?
Yes.
Yeah. Biting off more than they can chew right out the get-go. Everybody, there's this strong correlation between working out and eating right? I mean, been doing this for so long, I would venture to say it's almost what's the opposite of mutually exclusive. I can't think of what it would be. Like they literally go together like peanut butter and jelly or whatever your combination is, right? When people are working out, they eat better. But at the same time, they tend to eat too little.
Right.
So what we deal with is what we call a restoration phase, basically a 3-month period. No matter who you are, no matter how good you are at tracking your food, you start with this phase. And the secret to all of our clients' success is going through a phase that's uncomfortable, learning how to eat food and quantifying more food than they're comfortable with. So then when you start taking it away, you can do it in small bite-sized chunks where it doesn't feel overwhelming.
Got it.
Then they create lifelong success when they go through this process.
Which is completely different than what they do now.
Completely different than me selling you a result in 30 days. And so patience ultimately drives the success of all individuals, right? We wanted it yesterday, but you didn't gain 80 pounds in 30 days. Why do you expect to lose it in 30 days? Like, again, we're not trying to sell people on shit we know is not going to happen. Now, if we are delivering the goods and they are hyper responders, which that is actually more typical than you'd expect. You're adding food to people and they're losing weight. I have one of my clients, I'm going to shout her out. Her name's Hannah, going through this restoration reverse plays, and she's lost 27 pounds.
Nice.
Right? In like 2-3 months' time.
Oh,
right?
Everyone hates her.
Yeah. Right? And she hasn't really she's just now starting to work out. She has her steps in. She hits her food consistently.
Awesome.
She is just patient and consistent. And all my other people that are the same way, I mean, I'm just like, how do I take that consistency gene and pass it over to the less compliant people?
I don't know.
It's tough.
That's tough.
I know. Like if you got kids at home, that's a struggle.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
That's great. 27 pounds.
27,
and increasing.
Yeah, she, I may have shortchanged her in the beginning, not going to lie, but, make it a little bit challenging and let her see the light at the end of the tunnel. We're going to add. I think we started at like 1,800 calories. She's at like 25. She's at like 700.
You hear that?
Yeah.
You hear that, women? 25.
2,500.
Listen.
Yeah. I have some other females too. Like, we're up to 2,700 calories. And again, like it's understanding what your output looks like and what your body can do when it comes to finding its homeostatic set point, or the place in which you're no longer, or the place at which before you start gaining weight, essentially, right? And that takes time, it takes patience, and at least then you're like, I'm right around here, right? It's like what everybody that theoretical BMR, right?
Right.
Basal metabolic rate, right?
Right.
Like it's a theoretical number based off of multitude of formulas, and you can go do an RMR and breathe into this tube, and again, like how good is that really? Depends on if it's sealed properly, if it's calibrated properly. There's a lot of little things that people probably don't do right, because I work in a clinical setting and I've seen people, not do that properly, and it throws stuff off. So again, you have to do it through trial and error.
Right.
Scientific method. Test a hypothesis.
Yeah.
Right.
Science.
Like
science.
That's it. Yeah.
Wow. And it kind of seems like you're like, okay, one was 2,500, one was 2,400, one was 2,600. It seems pretty. It's individual.
It's individualized, right? I mean, when it comes to starting somebody out, right? You look at where they're starting from. I tried to work with somebody that was very eating disordered when I first started with Tristan, and we didn't know that she really needed like psychological clinical help, right? We thought that we could help her. I literally told her to drink half of a serving of protein, and she then texted me saying that she was throwing up for an entire weekend because she ate 50 extra calories. Like, I recognize that I can't help everybody, and it sucks. I'm telling the story. Like, she still is impacted me, right?
Right.
I wanted to be able to help this person. That's generally how I operate. Like, I won't want to work with somebody if I don't think I can help them. And it literally, like, it ate me up. That was, like, one of my first clients that he brought on for me.
Oh, wow.
When I switched companies. And I'm like, I felt like a freaking failure.
Yeah.
It's not a good way to start your tenure with somebody. But, you know, again, you just have to, you know, sometimes there's just different varying degrees of where people start from.
Right.
And different points where it has to be even more individualized, and you might need daily help and something that, you know, somebody else is probably able to be better equipped for. So
yeah, you can't, you know, there's some people you can, some people you can't, you know, and there's a place where, I guess a place for everything, and everything has its place, right? I don't know. Like, that mentality is tough. You know, it's something that most people don't understand, and it's hard to break through, you know, so.
I think we've done, I think in the day and age of social media, right, we have an understanding about mental health and certain things that are affecting people. But until you are actually experience it head on with your feet in their shoes, you don't really know. And, you know, I try to be as patient and understanding and try to learn from that person, because as much as I can help clients learn, they help me learn and grow, right? And if you don't go in the mindset that this person won't help you grow, then you're also kind of at a loss as a coach, right? Like, I'm sure hundreds of people that you've served back in crank days, right? Yeah, you learned something new about yourself that you didn't even know before.
100.
Yeah.
Same thing. Just myself, you know, this past year, talk about, you know, you really don't know how deep it is until you actually experience it yourself. And everyone that listens to this podcast understands the story. Like, and I just finished writing. Of course, I wrote a book during COVID, and I just finished it.
Oh.
Yeah, it's like my journal. So
like a memoir?
Pretty much. It's my day-to-day journal of, like,
I'll buy your first copy.
Watching.
I'll buy your first copy once you get it published.
Perfect.
Yeah.
So you know what? Being the first guest, you got it.
All right. I want to, but the thing is, I want to pay you for it.
Perfect.
Like,
Sounds good.
I value what you have to bring to the table, and I understand that paying for things helps people out in many ways as well. So I don't want it for free. I want to pay you for that.
I appreciate it. Yeah. Thank you. Because I'll give everything away.
I know you literally were just talking about that.
I will give it away.
Yeah.
All of it. Yeah. Anything. Take my phone. I don't even want it. I don't even want this shit. Take my Supreme hats. Jalen, enjoy that. But yeah, it's like I wrote down, it's like people would say, what are you doing next? Like, what's going to happen next? When you open the gym again? I was like, you don't ask me, like, when I'm going to open the gym if you don't know what I went through, like, closing that gym. Like, it's not that easy. It's not that simple just to open a business. Like, and people think, everyone here understands that. Like, opening a business is not easy. Anyone listening, you know it. But there's some people that just like, you know, I want to work out. So when you open it up again, like, yo, I had to write a segment about it. That's how, you know, but it's like, it's true what you said. It's like, you never know until you're in that person's shoes. So it's hard to be there.
You never know until you're in their shoes, and you never know until it's gone.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, I mean, so.
It's a clip.
Right? I had the fortune to work for Zach Forrest, CrossFit Max Effort, one of the affiliates that he had out here when he tried to expand it. And so we became very tight and close. We worked out together for the last 2 years. Bastard, you're training for the games by yourself. I'm a little jealous, if I'm honest. Like, he's still chasing this awesome dream.
Yeah.
Granted, it's Masters Division, Zach, so I'm gonna call you out on that. Like, you know.
It's all right.
But honestly, everybody that was part of that community, the Max Effort community, and they went to another gym afterwards, they're like, holy shit, we did not understand how good and how much our coaches, you know, gave a shit about running the class and giving us cues and doing all these little things that literally Zach was so loved and hated for about. They're like, I love going to this gym for this reason, but I also kind of hate it. It was like, but that was the expectation. That was the standard. That's what we were trying to instill. And, you know, now it's at least it's 3 years. It's like 2.5 years now since that closed down. And same thing. Yeah. He's like, do I want to open a gym? Do I want the headache? Do I want this? Do I want that? We want all those people back.
Right.
You know, we want to be able to deliver something that is kind of dying, man. Like gyms, you know, Vegas, like
Jesus.
The market out here is just bonkers.
Yeah.
First, it was marijuana swooping in and just buying everything out. Now it's just, I don't know, inflation.
Yes.
Right? You know, it's crazy. And I'm over here like, man, I mean, I personally miss that same thing. I want a gym to go back to and have people to work out with.
Right.
You know, I just want motivation. Like, I'm no longer an athlete or trying to go to that next level, but damn, I need someone to push me.
Yeah.
You know, and you know, 6 a.m. It's kind of it's a lonely life at 6 a.m. by yourself, man.
It's funny. It's
LVAC, here I come. Shout out LVAC. We'll get that partnership real quick.
I live across the street from you. One of them.
Which one? Yeah.
LVAC, one of them. I don't know.
Where do you live again?
Just figured it out. Spring Valley.
Spring Valley?
Up near Summerlin, around there.
So it's Flamingo?
So, yeah. So I heard these guys here in Vegas do crossroads or cross streets.
Yes.
So
yeah, you guys, you had numbers or block systems in Jersey, right?
Yeah.
Like, yeah, but we're on the corner of this and that.
Yeah.
Yeah, you have to know streets and direction.
Flamingo and South Grand Canyon.
Yep.
Yeah. So
yeah, actually, my wife used to live over there before we were a thing. That was like, yeah. Old stomping grounds.
That's where I'm at.
Yeah. It's
Shout out to Chuck E. Cheese.
Yeah. Everybody's like, we have no idea what they're talking about right now. Yeah. Anyway, so LVAC literally strategically places all of their gyms right off of the main freeway that you are going to follow. Genius marketing plan, because literally during COVID, depending on which day and depending on which muscle group I want to facilitate, each one has a slightly different machine, which kind of sucks.
Oh.
So if I'm hitting glutes, because that was like I was like, I'm going to grow my ass. Like, I don't know why. I want to be like a girl right now. And I was like, I need to go to Flamingo, and I also need to go to Rainbow. I'm like, if I want this cable machine, I need to go to Eastern, right?
Oh,
like,
wow.
Literally, I have it all down to a science, depending on like what body part I'm doing.
But knowing which gym and location you're going to go to for that.
Yeah, you have to. I mean, dude, I'm like a founding member. Literally, when the first or second one opened up, my parents transferred from 24-hour, which I think RIP 24-hour here in Vegas. I think there's one left, maybe. Got it for like, I still have it. It's like $10 a month. I'm one of those people. I'm one of those people that's like, yeah, I got my $10 gym membership. I'm never letting go. They got me for life.
I wasn't even allowed in. Like, I went in to like, I just went to look, and they wouldn't let me in.
Oh, they will now.
Yeah, I get a free pass for Friday.
There you go.
Yeah. It's dope.
I mean, it ain't no lifetime.
Right.
But I actually went to the one over here. It's kind of close in this neck of the woods. And I was like, I would rather go to LVAC. Like, Lifetime has like, you know, those bougie amenities, you know, for the back rooms, which I ain't gonna lie. I like being able to know that the soap smells good.
Right.
I can put some cologne on and stuff like that. But I'm not paying $200 or whatever it is a month. Whereas, like, you know, I'm like, as long as there's a shower and it's close to work or on the way, you know, each one of the Lifetimes are just a little bit inconvenient.
Yeah. That convenience level. I never thought about that. I didn't even think about that. It's right off a highway.
Always. Every LVAC right off.
Pretty genius.
I mean, duh. I mean,
yeah.
It's just like, oh, it's on, you know, you got no excuse. It's right on the way home.
Right.
Or it's right on the way to work.
Right. Everything here is off the highway.
It has to be if you want to be a successful business.
It is, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So
if you're opening a gym, you got to pay a little bit more. But if it's right off the highway, people will come.
Right.
If you have to go in a little bit, you're screwed.
I don't know how you get found. Like, I don't know how these places
There's no
get
visibility.
Found.
No. Yeah. Word of mouth.
That's it. I was like, Google has to be the master. Like, you have to rank high. Otherwise, you're going to get drowned in this. But like you said, saturated. There's gyms everywhere. There
was, I think at one point, more gyms than high schools. So like 55 CrossFit gyms. Now I think it's down to like maybe 20. Yeah. I mean, talk about eradicating small business owners, specifically gyms. I mean, you couldn't do business for the latter part of a year. Got to the point where people were just like, literally CrossFit bootleg, you know?
Mm-hmm. Just dropped your affiliate price.
You're just like, screw it, we're going in. You know, lock the door on the way, lock the door once it comes in. And, I mean, everybody at that point was just like, we're sick of this. It's impossible. Yeah. I know it was no good where you were at either.
No, it's terrible. It's terrible. Yeah. People calling the cops. Cops came. Like, you know, we tried to lock it down.
I saw that. Is that you?
Yeah. It's terrible. Hey.
Hey.
So yeah, man. So I know we're talking a lot about health and fitness or nutrition, but there's one thing I need to know, because he is a native.
Vegas native.
Vegas. So here's one question is, okay, we're from New Jersey. They'll say, hey, he's a Jersey guy. Yeah. You're from Vegas. Are you like a vegan?
Vegan?
Vegan? I don't know.
I don't know.
Is there anything like that? I'm just asking.
Just a Vegas local, I think is what you would probably call it.
Okay.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Honestly, I mean, when you grow up and you're like, man, we got no local sports teams. I got to pick one. Kind of a weird thing. Now I'm like, my son's going to grow up and he has to be a Raiders fan. He has to be a Knights fan. Granted, you know, not mad about the Knights. Like, at first I was like, hockey in the middle of the desert? That'll never work. Sure enough, man. I mean, I don't know if you've been to a game yet, but you got to go.
I watch it on YouTube. It's sick. Like fireworks shows, lights, like a rave.
Literally there's a nightclub, like one of the nightclubs has a little top floor thing. So you
really?
can, like, yeah, actually it's cheaper to do that sometimes than buying seats. Like you get access to the nightclub. So leave the kids at home, go to the nightclub. You literally, I think it has like a happy hour, so you get some food. All of it's pretty awesome. I mean, what would you expect from Vegas? Right. Like it's catered towards figuring out all those little things like that. It's I don't know, Vegas local. It's like,
Vegas local.
Are you native? You know, like how long you been here? I'm like, 28 years.
Right.
Like, yeah. I mean, there's people that are in their 40s now. You know your OG if you like went to school at Chaparral or you went to school at like one of the original 5 high schools out here.
Gotcha.
Rancho, right?
There's more.
The district is so big now.
Gotcha.
My parents are teachers, and everybody I work out with are teachers. So they're thinking about splitting it into 2 like entities now. Right?
Oh, wow.
Because like one superintendent can't take charge of all of these possible schools. So they're going to have like sub districts within the district.
Wow. So it's that many. They built that many more.
Yeah. I mean, you think 2 million people in the greater Las Vegas area. So, I mean, it has to be a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. And now the Raiders are here. So when did they come here?
Well, officially it was 2 years ago.
It was 2 years ago.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, or was it? No. I think they were going to transplant 3 years ago. They were officially here. Last year was the first year once they finished the stadium.
Right.
And, sure enough, no one got to go into this
beautiful, that's what it was.
Beautiful stadium. I like all the, you just looking at it on watching NFL Sunday, I'm like, damn, it looks majestic in there. I can't wait to like actually get, I mean, like I've only ever been to one NFL game in my life, so it'll be an experience for
That's
sure.
Cool. Yeah. Especially if it's new. You probably do it up inside there. I can't believe it.
Yeah, but I mean, granted, I went to Mile High Stadium, Sports Authority Field when I grew up a Denver fan, right? Okay. So I had to pick a team. I liked Elway and I liked the color scheme. Yeah. I don't know why, blue and orange. Right?
Yeah.
And now it's just like I'm like, it's kind of cool to have something to just root for and purpose to just go to a game.
Yeah.
Go find a scalper. They got to make a living too. Get in there.
Those are the best. Like T-shirt? Yes, please. I don't want to pay for it inside. I don't know, man. I want to know. I know I wrote it down, and I want to grab my phone because I was trying to remember it, but I'm gonna grab it anyway. The native. Okay, so for me, actually,
a transplant.
As a transplant, is that what we call me? A transplant?
I don't know.
All right, cool. I like it. I'll take a transplant.
I feel like, you're transplanted.
Yeah, I'm a transplant. I'm transplanted here for sure.
Yeah,
because I don't even think I'm here yet.
Yeah,
like it's been so soon. Like I think I'm on vacation. I'm hanging out with you, and then I'm gonna go home. That's what it feels like, So it's very still. It's
surreal.
Like yes.
It's like buying a new house.
Yeah, it's like a dream.
Yeah.
It's interesting. So I want to know what's your favorite thing to do here. What's your favorite too, with kids and without kids?
Oh man.
And you're allowed to say it on the radio or whatever.
Honestly, it's tricky.
Yeah.
As a local, you never go to the Strip, right? Okay, like that. Let that be known. People used to ask, "Oh, you grew up in a hotel?" It's like, come on, we have suburbs like every other city. Come on now. I literally went to Nebraska to watch the College World Series one year, and that's what all the girls asked. I was like in high school. I'm like, okay, this gets old. It's just like that cliche. Fun things to do.
Your favorite thing to do?
My favorite thing to do. I'm a workaholic, man.
Mm-hmm.
If I'm being honest, things that I find great joy in is just lounging at home, and also working out, right? So, the things that will foster the most, pleasure in my life is just being around people, and then usually that kind of segues into some of the more local spots. Like more local spots might be somewhere like old downtown, like revitalized areas for people because it's up and coming and there's not as many tourists there, right? Like you go on the Strip, you're just like, well, nowadays it's like, yo, everybody's just smoking weed.
Yeah.
Literally, you can't walk, 3 steps on the Strip without smelling weed.
Right.
Everybody is just inebriated. They're walking with their yards.
Right.
They're just out there having. It's If you haven't been to Vegas, right? Like it's what is I can't think of what is it called? I don't know.
Mayhem?
It's, yeah. Yeah, literally my owner came out here. He's like, yo, look at this. It shows me this video. Like, this girl is just puking. Her friends her friends aren't helping her. They're recording her because they're like, this will make great Instagram. Becky couldn't hang, like, kind of thing. So, yeah, like, there's some local spots more downtown. My wife and I really love to go to breakfast spots, and there's a lot of great, local, smaller places, less chainy these days. That are awesome, like Craft Kitchen.
Okay.
That's kind of in Green Valley, Henderson area. There's this place called Neighbors over on your neck of the woods. Okay. Right off of.
I think we just saw that. My wife said it.
Yeah.
Weirdly.
Neighbors. Yeah.
He goes, there's Neighbors. Marcos told you about that. I was like, what? When?
I messaged it to you before when you came out to visit. Yeah, you should go there.
Yeah.
You just got to try a little bit of everything. But honestly, they got the best overnight oats, like vanilla bean overnight oats. Okay. Literally, they can sell out of it. Like, it's that good.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, I know.
Right? Overnight oats?
For overnight oats. Once you try it, you'll come back on here and I'm like, Marcos was right.
Right.
I'm talking about Vegas. You got to get the overnight oats from Neighbors. Different coffee places. I think that's kind of everywhere, though, right?
I heard the word Dutch.
No, you don't want to go Dutch Bros.
Okay.
No. Come on. Like, if you like sugar in your coffee, sure. But if you want, like, coffee,
yeah,
you got to go to either, like, Mothership or Publicus or... Bad Owl Coffee. There's a bunch of a bunch of like smaller ones. And I think that that's the thing. Like our thing that I like doing now that I'm a little older is just finding those new one-off places like that, right? Places off the Strip in older areas of towns that are becoming revitalized, right? That's where all the new trendy kind of things and people are like, cool, this. Oh, the other thing you don't know about Vegas is every other place has history. Vegas just blows it up. Legit. Like, think about it. They're like, oh, we're going to implode this one. We're going to build a new casino here. Boom.
Oh.
Right? So every casino that may have had some history might be at Lonnie Hammergren's house, which I got another story. We'll go back to that in a second. It's just there is no history. All the history is just kind of, it disappears here.
Oh, shit.
It's just out with old, in with the new.
Yeah.
Right?
It's kind of move in.
It just, so, right?
They're implanted.
Exactly, right? The Raider Stadium. What was there before? Well, really nothing, right? Boom, but now it's there, right? Now, if T-Mobile needs to be revitalized and redone, they'll blow it up and start brand new, right? They just actually, for the Henderson Silver Knights, right? So the, whatever, like I don't know what division, the AHL team, right?
Okay.
It used to be the Multi-Gen Center. It used to be like the amphitheater outdoors, but if you know anything about Vegas, doing things outdoors is too hot. So they're like, let's can this. They blew that up, and they started a brand new building that's going to be the Silver Knights Stadium.
Wow.
Right here in Green Valley. So, right.
They just don't care.
They don't care. Well, actually, people were up in arms. They're like, no, you can't get rid of this thing. Like part of the bill that put that into action. However, like 20 years, about 20 years ago, when they built that amphitheater, people were like, that's, it's a piece of like culture, right?
Right.
And actually I have a fond memory of singing there, as a kid in our choir class when I was in like 5th grade, right? So like, but now it's like, all I remember now is it used to be this,
right?
And now it's this.
You have
to
explain that.
You have to explain.
Wow.
Yeah. So that's what's kind of unique. Like, it's not even like that in Reno. Like Reno will keep a lot of its infrastructure in place. I went to school out there for a little bit, and especially like the university, like everything there is kind of original, and they try to keep that same theme. Out here, you go to UNLV, it's like, it's just a hodgepodge of buildings. You might be in a portable. It's like it's
everywhere.
Yeah, it's like literally like a makeshift rinky-dink like university. I was like, really, you're paying this much money to go to school? I'm going this much money to go to school here? It was wild. Yeah. You
went to school there?
I did.
Yes.
Yeah. I literally went to every university in Nevada, all 2 of them.
Oh, wow. I was like, holy shit, all of them? I was like, all 2 of them. Oh, all right, you got me.
It's a big state, but there's really like 3 cities. There's literally the capital, which nobody lives in. It's literally just politicians. Then you got Reno, and then you have some little podunk towns outside of Reno, and then you really have podunk towns outside of Las Vegas and Las Vegas.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, that's it.
That's very interesting. Yeah, that's, well, never knew.
Yeah, you know.
Now I do.
People also farm here.
What?
Not in Vegas. You go up north, like literally, you go up north about 2 hours. Gets a little bit cooler because it's kind of a little upper in elevation.
Okay.
And people are growing, usually like hay, alfalfa, stuff like that.
Right.
Things for, like feed for horses and or animals. But then they also have animals that they're breeding out there. Right? I know. You're like, really?
No, would have never.
Literally, you're going to go to Ely and Pioche, so maybe you have to take a little drive.
Yeah.
You know these places don't do a lot of business when they have rice in their salt shakers.
Yeah. To fill that and make sure it doesn't dry up.
Exactly. I was like, I literally went there as a kid. I'm like, what the hell is this? They're like, oh, it's an old, it's an old trick to keep it so it goes down. Yeah.
See, you're like full of information, so I appreciate it.
Yeah. If you want to know anything and everything about like little nuanced stuff, I'm like chock full of useless shit.
Yeah. I'm glad you said, like, when it's like, what's your favorite thing to do here? You're like, chill out at home, my family. You know, 'cause that's what I know you as.
Yeah.
You know, that's it. Like, the same.
Yeah.
Like, I don't want to go out. If it is, I want to go to breakfast at some spot that's not IHOP. You know, it's like, I want to find those places and figure out. But it's like, I don't know.
Yeah.
You know, it's hard to figure it out. So I'll do my research.
Yeah. I mean, you got to try them all at least once, right? And obviously, like, there are probably fantastic places downtown, but it is just a nightmare. Yeah. As a local to get downtown. Plus, they nickel and dime you now. It's like it used to be free. Now you got to pay for parking. So unless is your wife working on the strip?
I'm sorry?
Is your wife working on the strip?
No.
No?
Somewhere.
So if you figure it's an extra $15 to $20 just to park your car.
No thanks.
Did you used to do that in New Jersey if you had to pay to park your cars?
Depends.
If you're like downtown?
City, it's like 50. So in New York City, if you can't find a spot in the street, you probably get towed, or it's like $40, $50 depending on where. If I'm on the Lower East Side, I'll find a spot. I'm in Times Square, which is pretty much downtown. It's terrible. Yeah. I would never do it.
Yeah. Yeah. It's super. Yeah. I mean, this is the perfect place to do a whole lot of nothing.
Yeah.
If I'm being honest. Like, there's a lot of fun to be had. It's kind of in the eye of the beholder in that sense. The one thing I will leave you with, though, is apparently Green Valley has the most parks per capita, or like it's like the highest amount of parks per whatever they measure it on. It's like ranked number 1 in terms of parks. So in terms of stuff to do with the kids, you know, now that my son is 3 and my daughter's all of 7 weeks, right? Oh, thanks. The parks, man, like right now it's a little too hot, right? Like, you know, but you do get a solid like 9 months of pretty much kind of ideal weather. Yeah. Right. When it comes to like being outdoors. Right. Yeah. You don't get seasons. Right. You know, you're not going to look at the tree. There's 3 seasons. Actually, I should say that. Okay. It's hot. It's windy. And then it's semi-cold. Like cold enough to get a warning on your car saying the roads might freeze. And you're like, nah, like, yeah, that's it. Like, it's a desert. That's cool. Yeah. Yeah. And people were like, it gets that cold there? It's like, yeah. Yeah. The other thing that you'll have to get used to, which you probably already figured out, when you take a shower and you get out of it, feels amazing. It will revitalize you at any point in the day. No humidity. Yes. Right? So literally you take a 110-degree shower, you get out, and you're like, man, I feel like a new man. I'm cold. So you take a hot shower before bed, you're out. Right. Right? If you are in a place with humidity, that's not happening. You get out of the shower, you feel like you need another one. Yeah. Right? So. The worst. That was my life. I took like 7 showers a day. Sticky. Yeah. This is I appreciate that no humidity factor. Yeah. Like, so yeah, going outdoors and going into your pool during summer, you're like, it's 120 degrees. Why are you gonna go to a pool party? It's very relaxing. Yeah. Yeah. It's cold. It feels I jumped out of the pool. I was like, why am I cold? Why am I cold? Stay underneath. You know, I guess I never put that into consideration that it's not humid. It's not humid. The nighttime temperature kind of dictates what the temperature of the pool. So unless it's heated, it can often feel cold. Oh, wow. So, you know, though it's a hot day, the nights are, you know, generally, you know, 80 and 90, depending on what part of the summer you're in. And so, yeah, I mean, it's unique like that. Yeah. It's cool. Yeah, it's cool. Yeah. Also, too, cool. It could get cold enough if you don't run your pool. You have a pool? No, you have a... Well, yeah. Complex pool. Yeah. If you ever, you know, buy a house out here officially... if you don't have the pool filter running at night during the winter, your pool can freeze.
Oh wow.
Yeah, it's like you go from one extreme to the other, and so
Right.
it's just it's the land of extremes in many senses of that word, right?
Yeah, it's a dope. I'm not gonna lie. It's transplanting here. It's I don't want to say yet. I accept yet because I'm just ignorant that way, I guess. Right, but it's awesome. It's like everything I've asked for. No humidity. It's hot. There's not rain. It's not like I don't like raining all the time. I do like rain. I don't like snow.
Yeah.
I'm not into it. I don't like a lot of stuff to do, but there's a lot of stuff to do, but you don't have to.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like you said, it's like
it's a 24-hour town, right?
Right.
Which I think that's the biggest thing is you have at any time of day or night, because of the unique part of this city, you can kind of do whatever you'd want. Right. So that's really it. It's unique like that. And once you go back home, or you go to another city, you'll be like, what? It closes at 10 o'clock. I mean, you can't go to IHOP and or order food, or you can't go to I get culture shocked and spoiled sometimes when I go to back home, quote unquote, back home to my dad's hometown, where it's an old steel mill town.
Where's that again?
He's from this place called Campbell, Ohio.
Okay.
Which is a suburb of Youngstown, Ohio, which is probably a little more familiar to people, which is kind of a couple hours from Columbus, Cleveland, somewhere in between those two.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
So,
all right.
Yeah, you go there. They don't even have a grocery store in their hometown.
No, thank you.
Yeah.
I know you said the parks, and you said you're going to leave us with that. The parks here blow my mind.
Oh, yeah?
I've only been...
I think you posted about it
Yeah,
today?
I went to Summerlin, and I was like, what is this place? Disneyland? Like, you look over, there's a mountain. People are playing Frisbee into a bucket. There's...
Oh, Frisbee golf.
Golf? Frisbee golf?
Yeah.
What's that even mean?
It's like golf rules, but with Frisbees.
I thought someone was throwing something at me.
Oh, yeah.
And, I was getting upset. I was like, those guys keep fucking trying to throw a Frisbee at me.
Yeah.
And then there's that chain thing right next to me. In my head, I was, amped up. I was like, I'm going to fuck this kid up. I swear to God. And then he was just like, oh, no, he's playing a game. He's playing a game.
Yeah. One actually right next to my house has, they turned part of the dirt lot into a BMX or, so with bikes. So it's called Arroyo Grande Park.
Okay.
Check that one out. It has tons of baseball fields as well. Everyone is just kind of unique out here, right? I guess I just didn't know because it was we can go to this, and this park,
right.
Just kind of based off of, what was going on growing up, and I didn't realize that was kind of a luxury and kind of the idea behind Green Valley or Summerlin or these particular suburbs is to create this place where people can go to and take advantage of for kind of free entertainment, right?
Right.
Now, as a dad, I really do appreciate that because it's granted, in the summer I have to pay for those $10 indoor places for a couple hours and run my kid. Mm-hmm. God, boundless energy.
Yes.
But during the other months, it's he genuinely just, Dad, let's go to the green park, or let's go to this one, let's go to that one. He has different names for them based on the colors of the slides.
Gotcha. Yeah.
So he knows his landmarks. I want to go. No, I don't want to go to this park. I want to go to that park.
Yeah.
So
That's when he said that. He's 3, right?
He's 3. Yeah.
My daughter just said that this morning. She goes, "Let's go to the park. The blue one."
The blue one.
The blue one.
Everyone, and it's the one with the dinosaurs. The one with everything. So they'll pick up on those little nuanced differences, and it's pretty cool. So,
that's pretty cool. Yeah. Oh yeah. All right. What's our time? We good?
We good? Yeah. Sorry.
Yeah, I'll wrap it up. Cool. I'm good. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go home too.
Yeah. My wife is FaceTiming me. I'm like,
get 6. Yeah, it's fine.
Yeah.
All right. Oh, that's right. Yeah. I was having a good conversation.
Outro?
Yeah, outro out. Yeah, that's cool. Yeah. I'm gonna ask you one more thing. It's some leaving words, anything that you want to say to anyone or anything, whatever. So before we leave, I just want to make sure we say one thing. What's one thing you want to tell the audience, the people at home? Is there one piece of advice / legendary?
As I've already commandeered your show, I feel like. Parting wisdom?
Yeah, that's the word.
Wisdom for...
Parting wisdom.
In terms of...
Anything. Well, if it's easier to narrow it down.
Yeah.
Someone that's struggling in some point of...
Maybe nutrition. Yeah, let's actually I got a good one here. So this last year for many people has been dark. Myself included, my wife included. She spent the better half of 3 months kind of feeling a little down because she's like, I don't have anything to do. I'm staying at home with our 2-year-old at the time. She's like, I'm over this shit. Like, I need something to do. Fostering positivity is literally just a mindset, though. Literally, like, the biggest thing that's probably helped me through my journey and getting to where I am right now has literally been kind of a like almost manifestation type of power kind of idea. And anybody that actually knows me and that's probably will listen to this will, you know, I'm not overly spiritual. I don't, you know, consider myself like nutritionally agnostic, and fitness agnostic, and really all facets of life. Like, I'm open to everything. But the one thing I can say for sure is that power of positivity and framing each day and starting your day off with like a win and positivity that you can carry over is so powerful and impactful that literally it creates your own luck for you. And luck is when preparation meets opportunity. And that's what I like to live my life by. Like, if I'm the most prepared motherfucker, then when that opportunity presents itself, I'm going to take it and run with it full head of steam. And as a result, just keep that positive mindset and life will take you wherever you want to go.
That's awesome. That's a perfect way to end this. I'm really glad you said that.
Yeah.
Because it's true. 100%. Man. All right, guys. Well, we're going to close up this episode number 6. Guys, thank you so much for coming out. And again, if you haven't, check out Marcos Rivera. I don't want to mess up your handle.
Underscore TDP.
See, he has the underscore. Be careful. So Marcos Rivera underscore, because I Googled you.
Yeah.
Some photographer kept coming up. So.
Oh, there is actually a famous photographer, Marcos Rivera.
Oh, is he?
Yeah.
So. Okay. You're not coming on my podcast. But check him out. I'm sure he'll help you in any way. A lot of stuff that I read on his posts, it's very helpful, very insightful. You know, just seeing the way people have progressed. I don't want to say testimonial because that sounds so markety these days, but what people say about the progress that they see working with him, it just speaks for itself. So make sure you guys check it out. And if anything, I'll post it down in like some type of link somewhere around here or somewhere around here. All right. So thank you guys for coming out. If you haven't checked out my Patreon, make sure to do so at www.patreon.com/Jersey to Vegas. Show some support. Check out other people and join the community. All right, guys. I'll see you guys later. This is Pete. This is Marcos. Peace out, everybody.
Thanks for listening. If you enjoyed this episode and you'd like to help support the podcast, please share it with others, post about it on social media, or leave a rating and review. To catch all the latest from Pete, you can follow him on Instagram at Pete Isip. Thanks again, and see you next week.
Bye-bye.